Welcome one and all to another amazing night here in Tranquility.
We absolutely are in for a treat of a match here tonight, no question about it.
And the grenades from Pomku eliminate everybody on the field.
Now in between something as well is going to be a fly dead with that Buckle, and it's going to be huge. Fighting three.
The double kill with the Bastion ulti? Alright, I see you guys.
For B-Well, look to find a stick there, finds the stick, they find two with it!
Those who find the picks will save the fight, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
And Cam with the four-man punch off the map!
Experience tranquility.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Tranquility, where we will end off the first round of the playoffs here tonight with a Discord tier matchup between Karma and Exhilaration. Winner moves on to the next round. Loser, that's it. That is their season. My name is Dexatron, and tonight I am joined by Ashen. Ashen, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Dex. Very honored to be casting alongside you and very excited to be casting this match tonight. This week is our first week of playoffs. This is our final game this week that we're going to see from our Discord tier. And what's exciting is we have a bit of a revenge match on our hands. These two teams, Karma and Exhilaration, actually played each other in week 4, and it was a very close match, and Exhilaration pulled off the reverse sweep. So I'm sure these two teams are very excited to be coming back and playing against each other tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at their records overall, that was Exhilaration's only win in that first stage. Both these two teams kind of came out of the gate slow to start the season, needed that break for event week. And then in the second stage, both went undefeated, kind of found their stride coming into the series here tonight on fire. When you look at the overall records here, Karma was a perfect 3-0 with a perfect map record as well, not dropping a map. Exhilaration 3-0, but they dropped a couple maps, only giving themselves a +4 map differential in that stage. But these two teams, like I said, coming into this one tonight, probably the best they have been all season. Is going to be a great series.
Absolutely. Both teams made some roster changes, made some key pickups in the last few weeks, and so they're coming into these playoffs feeling really strong. And I think what's for everyone to keep an eye out for is really looking at the DPS lines of both of these teams. We've seen time and time again a lot of DPS able to pop off with the current meta, seeing a lot of Brawl in play. And so very curious to see how these teams are going to take their own flavor on that. Are they going to be running more of that Sig, Bastion, Mei comp, or are they going to be running more Jotes? I know one of the teams likes to favor Brawl, while the other one likes to play it more map by map. So very curious to see how that plays out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. You know, like you said, one team, I believe it is Karma, likes to play that Brawl. Exhilaration, like you said, map to map here. Both coaches, very open with us on how they really, were looking at coming into this one. Karma, it is all about a revenge game here. They even said it themselves. That reverse sweep that happened in week 4 kind of left a bad taste in their mouth. They are excited that they get to see Exhilaration again here in the first week of our playoffs. But, Ashen, we do know what our first map of the night will be. We're heading to Nepal.
All right, Nepal, I'm definitely expecting to see a lot of Brawl on this map. What's interesting about Nepal is there's 3 different sub-maps, and they're played a little bit differently. For example, Sanctum will see a lot more poke because of that long sight lines, and we know Lucia's like to go for that boop. Those are some very satisfying kills. So excited to see how they'll approach this map, and whether they will change it up between maps or they'll coming out on the mirror.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but like you kind of said, we might expect a Lucio on some of the maps where you can look for those environmental kills, or maybe a team wants to play a little bit fast. Like Exhilaration, they said, we're not necessarily, locked in with a certain comp we like to play. We do like to kind of, mix it up per map, maybe even per point as we head into Nepal here. But you kind of mentioned before, both these coaches here that we talked to, they both really said that they were worried about the other team's DPS line. So that's going to be a very interesting thing to kind of watch throughout the night, because both teams, it sounds like they have played a lot, they have scrimmed together, they know each other really well. It seems like they're two teams that are very friendly with each other, but one person has to win tonight and one team has to lose tonight as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see what we see here.
All right, we are starting to get a preview on what these teams are running. What's interesting is Karma has stopped you on the Reaper. I know he's someone that really loves locking Reaper, so that's something that might catch teams off guard. And they're also opting into a Zarya, probably to bubble that Reaper, really allowing that Reaper to run in, press W, and have that frontline brawl. Whereas Exhilaration is running more of a traditional comp with that Rhine brawl with a Bastion and a Mei.
Yeah, I mean, if you're stopping you, maybe you try to focus in on player on that bash there. You can get a lot of healing from them. And as well, there's a huge target, but right now you see just each team trying to take a little bit of position here on point. Exhilaration, though, getting more of that right now. As you see, No Way Around actually getting very aggressive. Stop you, they're going to be able to find player to get everything going here. Impact eventually going to lose their life there as well. And Exhilaration already trying to get out of this one without losing more members.
Already, we're seeing the power of the Reaper become successful for Karma. Zarya and Reaper are playing at different angles, which is a little bit hard for that Rhine brawl to deal with. And that allows Stop You to go in, get that first pick. And it's very easy just for Karma to engage onto Exhilaration and overwhelm them. Now, looking at this next fight, Exhilaration's really going to look at playing together. They want to play very close, make sure they're not caught on any off angles. And so looking like they're coming up main, taking up the steps, and starting off with a window to engage.
Yeah, you see what that window immediately reaped some benefits. Player finding one, make it two, and now you see the rest of Exhilaration just walking through, trying to take position here on point. Ducky Gaming get to lose their immortality field there, but able to keep their life by jumping over the wall. They're just trying to stall on this point as long as they can right now. Key Limes, though, trying to do their best as well. It seems like Exhilaration kind of just forgetting about the two supports here, but you do see the grab being invested here by No Way Around as the point gets flipped. I don't know if that was the right move, but you immediately see them find two more kills right back. They might still be in this fight, especially with the artillery coming out. Nova gonna be able to find impact before that beat comes out from Null. The Blizzard coming out from Tyler. See, Nulls will be able to find Nova. Both Blizzards now, both beats coming out from both sides here. Exhilaration, though, might end up losing out in this one.
That was an incredible read by Karma, and particularly No Way Around. Both his supports go down, but he still chooses to invest that grab, and that we see that success pay off. That grab manages to capture several players of Exhilaration, and they're able to get the picks necessary to flip the point without giving too much percentage.
Artillery coming out here from player will kind of get everyone away from them. And Mitchell, a good play by them. And now you see everyone for them coming around on the side. He does Shatter comes out, doesn't hit anyone. The Death Blossom from Stop. He doesn't find anyone as well, but they're able to keep their life through with a nice bubble there from No Way Around. No Way Around, finding 2, 3. Can they find a 4? No. Stop. You're going to take that one away from them. And Key Lime's going to find a 5th one there for a team kill.
Lots of ults invested, but while it doesn't get any kills, it definitely gets the team low. And that allows No Way Around, with the high charge on Zarya, to press W and clean up all of those kills. And so we're really seeing Karma playing very smart, even without the Shield of Orion, but being able to play really well with all of that high damage output on this non-traditional brawl comp.
No Way Around already able to find impact there. You do see Exhilaration here make some swaps, but they're already losing so many players. It's just up to this Lucio and Tracer now on point. Tyler C. Knowles has to do whatever they can to keep this contest alive, as I imagine Exhilaration can make some swaps, but you see both of them go down there, and Karma going to be taking the first point here on Nepal.
What's very interesting is that Karma is running a very non-traditional Brawl. Brawl, of course, has been very popular, very strong as of late with the current season patch, but Karma's running their own flavor because they know they have a super strong Reaper player, a super strong Zarya player, and so they are playing to their strengths. And we're really seeing that payoff in that first submap. They were not afraid of that Rhine or that Mei or that Bastion, not worried about getting to walled off, playing really smart around playing different angles, using those bubbles to their advantage, making sure their Zarya has high charge, and so really overwhelming Exhilaration. It'll be quite interesting here on the second submap, seeing if they're going for more of a mirror comp with the Rhine Brawl.
Yeah, but the difference is right now, Nova not coming out on the Bastion. Maybe I would expect a TP and swap, but we're not going to see that. They want to run this Sim Mei into the Bastion here. Exhilaration might have a little bit of an advantage here early if they try to play it right here, especially with players still on that Bastion. But Karma already taking control of the point. It's going to be hard for Exhilaration to get anything going now on point other than a commit. You see the Ice Wall come out, maybe not where they were looking to put it down there from Stop You, but no way around. Able to find Knowles, who's being a little bit too aggressive on that Lucio. It'll be Karma again capping the first point here, but the fight is still raging on.
Karma does a great job of taking that point early, and that's the thing about this village submap on Nepal, is this Rhine comp is really hard to dislodge. And so rather than playing the high ground, you actually want to just be holding point because you have such strong point control.
No way around. You Shatter doesn't find anything. Impact you Shatter as well doesn't find anything. We've seen 3 Shatters already in this game. I don't think anyone has hit anyone yet. Stop You, no way around, finding 2. The barrage coming out from player. Not gonna be able to find anyone, but does deal a lot of damage. You see Dougie here trying to use that damage just for healing. Gonna be able to do just enough there to keep all their players alive. And a heavily invested ult fight here from a lot of teams ends up going the way of Karma.
Yeah, big investment from Exhilaration. However, Karma is able to hold on, and they do have a strong ults in the bank. They have Mei, Simwall, and Beat coming up, and that's going to be quite tough for Exhilaration to pay into. I'm imagining they're going to be using the Simwall, looking to try and split off the team, or using that TP to try and catch Karma off guard as they're looking to engage onto this point.
Yeah, they need something to go their way here right now. Here comes the Photon Barrier from both Sims. It's going to be very difficult for Exhilaration now to get in this one, but the Blizzard comes out instead. It captures all 5 members of Exhilaration. Only 1 goes down so far, but the dominoes, they're all falling. Make it 4 as Knowles, the only one able to escape.
Karma is playing this really smart, knowing that there's an ults going to be invested on the side of Exhilaration, but playing very patient, waiting for Exhilaration to all be grouped up, and they're pushing into that point, and that allows Stop You to invest that Mei ult and catch everyone. And that pays off handsomely for their team as they're able to maintain point control and going into last fight territory.
But they do find one there, a Shatter again, not finding anything there. Knowles gonna pop their beat here as they recognize this is a desperate fight for them. They're able to flip point player, they're already picking up 2 is huge for them. And no way around falling as well. If you're Karma, you're just trying to get out of this one without staggering anyone else.
All right, Karma does do a good job there of dying quickly. Exhilaration uses the beat to engage aggressively onto Karma, who don't have any ults in that fight. And so they're playing patient, waiting to build up ults. They have a window coming up, and so I imagine they're going to look to wall someone off, use that window, probably throw a couple fire strikes in, and try to get a pick off as they look to contest this point.
Absolutely, but Cappy Barman has their window ready to go. They could use it early here to try to slow down Karma. That's exactly what they're going to do. And look at it, it's already finding 2 with a grenade there from player. Karma already just trying to get out of this fight.
And that's the tough thing about a Bastion. A Bastion outputs so much damage and is so hard to dislodge. And I know everyone here has probably experienced being hit by a grenade through a back window when it's literally coming around a corner. And so a player on the Bastion pick, that really pays off. And so Karma is going to have a little bit of a hard time trying to dislodge this Bastion as player looks to stop their push.
Shatter comes out, it finally hits something. It's a 5-man Shatter. It's gonna be a team kill with player picking up 4.
Great ult usage by Exhilaration. Uses that Bastion ult to kind of scramble Karma as they're trying to dodge those bullets. And that allows Impact to get that massive Shatter off. And so, well one fight, percentage is ticking up to 86%. This is last fight territory for both teams.
But if you're Karma, you're feeling kind of good right now. You are coming up on some ultimates here that will be ready. This fight, Impact, kind of ice wall off there away from the team. The Shatter, ready, hits 4. This could be huge for Karma. They find 2 already. The Photon Barrier coming out here from Nova to try to help out that Reinhardt, who just swings and finds 2 more. Nova find the 5th. It'll be a team kill for Karma, a point flip, and the map.
No Way Around gets his revenge after failing to block that last Shatter and lands, I think it was a 4 or 5 man there too. That's the thing about the Rhine Cup. It's really about the mental game, and you're trying to read the other Rhine and seeing when they're going for that Shatter. And that's the tough thing about this brawl. When you're running this Rhine brawl, your whole team is playing very close together. And so it's pretty hard to dodge those Shatters. And on this sub map, these Shatters are paying off big, allowing these teams to get massive team wipes.
Absolutely. After essentially almost a whole map there of seeing Shatters just be whiffed, we saw a 5-man and then a 4-man that decided that map there for Karma. And if you want to know anything about the history of these two this season, this is kind of starting out the exact same way it did in the regular season. Karma won the first map, but at that point, I believe we were actually playing push first, so a little bit different, but still the same outcome here. But Karma looked very strong there. They have looked, like I said, both these teams have looked very strong coming into playoffs so far. But Karma, with that brawl comp, especially that Zarya comp that they played on the first map, I feel like it kind of caught Exhilaration off guard a little bit.
That's right. I have to be honest, in Season 7, I don't think we've seen much Zarya. Zarya's not quite at the place where she was last season with those huge buffs on that friendly bubble. And so last season, we were seeing a lot of Zarya looking to bubble Genjis who are going in. However, after some nerfs and some changes to other tanks, Zarya has really fallen by the wayside. So super smart, brilliant from the coaches of Karma to think about using a different strategy that really caught Exhilaration off guard. And then in that second sub map on Village, when you're playing Village, that's really a close brawl map. And so Rhine Brawl has super strong point control, and they did a good job there. I don't think we saw a single fight on high ground. All of the fights were in and around the point.
I think the only fight that we might have saw from high ground was when Exhilaration was coming back in after that 5-man blizzard. But they just started out on the high ground, dropped down the low ground, never really had anything, start on that high ground. Very interesting to see, especially because it seems like high ground is always the place you want to be, even on Nepal. However, we do know what our next map of the night will be, Ashen. We are heading to New York City. That's right, we're heading to Midtown.
All right, Midtown is definitely been a very popular pick for a lot of teams. The thing about Midtown is it's a very strong brawl map as well as poke map. And so I'm expecting teams, we're probably going to still see a lot of Bastion, Mei, Bap, Lucio. And it'll be interesting if they will keep the Rhine or potentially change up the tanks, looking to run more of an Orisa or Sig. And I know for tank players, you're definitely always thinking about that matchup, right? Rhine plays really well into Sig, and so you have to swap Orisa. And so we'll see if these tank players are going to run more of a comfort pick, or if they're going to run more of that mirror or run variations on that brawl.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what Exhilaration comes out with here. They're picking this map for a reason. They feel like they can win it. You mentioned the Sigma here. I feel like Sigma is really strong right now. You see it at a lot of the higher tiers in Tranquility or outside, even in ranked games, that Sigma is kind of the go-to tank in most scenarios here. Maybe we see that's what Exhilaration wants to come out with here, but you have to get through Karma and their own brawl, and maybe they might even bring out Sigma of their own here. It seems like their tank has been pretty confident on whatever tank they ran so far.
All right, we're going to be jumping into Midtown very soon, so excited to see what these teams end up picking. But the thing about Midtown is it can be a frustrating map. Point A, Point B, and Point C are all pretty tough to cap. We've seen plenty of full holds on all of those different points. And so these teams are definitely going to have to play really smart, trying to avoid poke, trying to avoid getting picked off as they're looking to take a brawl and actually going into the team fight without losing anyone.
Yeah, and this is a big map for Exhilaration. You want to try to be able to even the series up before we go into halftime. You don't want to have your backs against the wall, but hey, you have that little confidence that you know you can reverse sweep this team since you've already done it once.
All right, so it looks like Karma is opting for more of a poke defense, like I mentioned before. And so I think last week in the match I casted, we also saw a BAP Alari being run. And Alari has also fallen off a little bit since her initial launch, as some of the balance changes and teams are looking to run more of a brawl with Lucio. But Midtown is really strong for that poke because there's so many different angles you can take. You can take this fire truck, you can take the firehouse, and they're also running kind of a double sniper matchup with that Ashen Hanzo. And we'll see Exhilaration also running a different flavor of a poke comp with a BAP and Zen, as well as a Sojourn and Soldier. And so both of these teams confident in their, DPS and supports getting that pick already.
That kind of slows you down a little bit there, especially because how Exhilaration, at least how they're built, it seems like they want to play a little bit fast, even though they don't have that Lucio. Those two DPS, it seems like I said, they want to try to play fast because Soldier and Soldier kind of do tend to be better when you're playing them fast.
Yep, that's the thing. That's kind of the difference between running that BAP versus Zen, where Exhilaration is going to have to play a little bit more patient because they don't nearly have as much healing. And we see that happen already where Impact goes down first.
And Impact down goes Player again, just coming back in a little bit too far away from the rest of their team there, as they're all still stuck behind the subway here.
Also, with Karma running the Ashe, it's pretty tough to go into because that dynamite can have huge AoE damage. It's also tough for the attacking team in Exhilaration because they don't have as strong angles that they can take as Karma does. And so the team is kind of looking to poke out around these different points. We see Player trying to take a flank, which is super important when you're playing the Brawl comp.
And you see Player does have this good angle right here. They do have Capybara with them as well to supply them some healing and maybe get that Discord orb onto someone. That could be huge for them here. Both teams now finally engaging in what I would call the first true team fight, but you see the Flux already coming out from no way around. Captures a lot, does a lot of damage. Eventually, Knowles will fall. Player, though, able to find Stop You right back to try to even things out here. Dougie, though, still alive, putting in a lot of damage, but you see Impact, though, find Key. That's a huge pick off there for the Exhilaration as they start to cap the point here.
Great fight by Exhilaration. No way around. Invest that first Flux, gets that first pick, but Exhilaration plays calm, cool, and collected, answers back by getting 2 picks. And so Karma is trying to hold on to this point as long as possible, invest the window and the Alarial.
Cap the Sun coming out right there, does find a couple, but no kills will come from it. The window not going to find a lot, as you do see the Transcends come out here from Capybara, man. Exhilaration so close to capping this point. They seem to find some picks. They're about to lose their tank, though. You cannot have that happen. The Dragon, though, will find Knowles. Bob coming out here as well from Nova on point. It finds one Capybara, man. Player finding 2, but then there's Bob right back, and Nova with a nice shot there on the Player to end this team fight.
Lots of picks going both ways, but it's definitely going more of the side of Karma. That certainly was an expensive fight from them, investing 4 ults to try and hold on to their point A defense as long as possible. And now we have Exhilaration. Although they weren't able to cap the point fully, they only need a third of capture point progress more, and they have both a visor and a window coming up.
And honestly, Player's getting really low early here. The window going to come out pretty early here from Knowles. You see him want to be very aggressive. Nice creation there from No Way Around. That will hit Impact there. Player still holding on to the visor. The Immortality Field comes out. If you're Player, maybe that's your go sign right there. There's nothing that can really keep them alive. But you see them focus in on one person. Now they're focusing on No Way Around. Going to be able to find them. Now it's swapping over there to Stop You and Dougie, but they're not going to be able to find anyone. Actually, it's going to be Stop You finding Capybara, man. Impact, though, will eventually find Dougie. Tyler finds Stop You, and now Exhilaration just starting to clean up this fight. They'll be able to cap this first point with time.
Oh, that's a little too close for comfort there. I was getting stressed out watching Player hold on to his ultimate for the longest time, but it does pay off. He's able to pop that visor and get a couple picks, help clean up that fight, and allows Exhilaration to cap point A. And now as we see this payload moving into point B, we see Karma going for a full comp swap, and they are opting into that Rhine Brawl. We see Stop You back on his comfort pick on that Reaper, and they're going to be looking to engage onto Exhilaration.
Speaking of engage, ooh, a huge ice wall there from their own teammates stopping them, and Exhilaration finding 2 picks there. If that ice wall doesn't come out, Cappy Barman is out of that fight. The window also coming out there from Dougie Gaming, not going to be able to find anyone. It'll be player finding Dougie, and now the rest of Exhilaration taking this high ground here, trying to get rid of these 2 DPS.
That's the tricky thing of when you're playing Brawl into Poke, is that Exhilaration, a lot of their players were positioned far back and at different angles. And Karma, the pathing is pretty tough. They do take a lot of Poke as they're looking to press W into that team. If they're able to take a certain route where they don't get a lot of Poke, they can overwhelm Exhilaration, but Midtown is a pretty strong Poke map, and so we see it again. They're taking a lot of Poke as they're looking to force members of Exhilaration out.
Transcendence coming out here from Cappy Barman is a little bit interesting. Maybe they had to use it to keep themselves alive. TeeHaycnZee now popping that overclock. They're not going to find anyone just yet, but it will be Cappy Barman finding Stop You. TeeHaycnZee still looking for a shot there on anyone, but it kind of goes away. Will not find anything with that ultimate there. No way around. Has a shatter ready to go here, and there's really nothing to stop it other than that small shield that the Sigma's able to pull, but Knowles able to find no way around their immortality field coming out from Dougie as they realize this is a huge fight for them. But the numbers, they keep getting lower and lower for Karma, and Exhilaration, they just keep going up. You just have to get rid of this May, and you're going to be able to do that. Point B now capped for them. Actually, no, it's not. You see No Way Around come back out, immediately gets just killed there by Knowles, but you do force out the Am Matrix there.
Yeah, No Way Around, trying his best to contest that point, but it is just inevitable. He is going to fall. And that's the thing. Even though you have a very strong Ryan Shield with a lot of health pool, the thing about when you're playing into the Poke, he's just taking so much damage. And so his shield goes down, and then you just become a meat shield. And that allows Exhilaration to get that easy fight win and cap point B.
Beat coming out here to player pop their own visor here. Here comes the Flux now from Impact. Key Limes will find Cappy Barman. Player immediately able to find Key Limes before that Flux able to do anything with them there. Player now going in, finding both supports there for Karma. Exhilaration now gonna try to hit this go button as fast as they can, knowing that Karma has no supports.
Karma opted into the Ryan Brawl starting on point B, but in all honesty, it hasn't been working super well. They've just been losing team fight after team fight because they're just taking so much damage and not able to isolate a target from Exhilaration and get the right picks. No Way Around tries to use that shatter, but unfortunately misses it.
The shatter doesn't matter. You just need a Death Blossom. It finds 3. Dougie finds the 4th. Nova will find the 5th there. And Nova's still holding on to that Blizzard.
All right, finally this brawl is starting to pay off. They miss the shatter, but they do get that Reaper ult off. And because Exhilaration is pushed up so close to the point, they're all caught off guard. And there's not much defense they have against that Reaper ult. All right, now Karma's really looking to stabilize. They only have a Mei ult in play. However, if they're able to catch members off guard, they should be able to win out this team fight.
And if they wait patiently, this could be a final fight here, especially if Nova waits for it. They're going to throw it out there. Nova will lose their life, but how many members do they cap? They captured 3 in it. Already 1 goes down. Player will get charged into a wall. TeeHaycnZee not going to fall as Cappy Barman invests the Transcendence here, but look at that time bang. 15 seconds left to go for Exhilaration. The overclock coming out from Tyler. Will find one. Amage is now coming out from Dougie Gaming. They're getting very low. TeeHaycnZee going to be able to find another one there with their own overclock stop. You got to stop Cappy Barman from getting to that point. Now Tyler, though, running away from the point. No one's touched. Karma will hold Exhilaration at that point right there.
Both teams trying to throw their last ultimates in, trying to hold on to that point as long as possible. And it looked like the fight was turning the way of Exhilaration. However, Karma uses that window and is able to maintain their defense. And so finally, that Ryan comp does pay off for Karma. They're able to stop this payload before the end of point C. However, Midtown is a very, very tough map to fully cap. And so we now are going to turn over and look at their attack.
Yeah, and if you're Karma, I mean, you looked very good on that first point defense. Exhilaration was able to eventually get the better of you. Second point defense, though, is probably one you want to try to forget. You immediately swap over to that brawl comp and get melted down almost immediately. And then you come back out for another team fight and just basically get melted down again. But now you're coming onto offense, and we're seeing both teams go back to that Sigma comp they started the map with last round.
Yep, Exhilaration is really liking their Sigma Poke, really liking the Bap Zen, and honestly, Capybara Man has not been punished on Zen. Zen is not quite as popular as he has been in some previous seasons because Zen is a high risk, high reward pick. You have to be able to put in the damage, you have to be able to get in the picks, and you have to make sure you can live. And so far, Exhilaration is doing a great job of protecting their president, keeping their Zen alive, and so that puts a lot of pressure on the tank of Karma. And now we see Karma going for their attack, going back to their original comp. They started off on defense with that Bap and Alari, however, they are playing it with a Bastion.
Yeah, Nova was really good on the Ashe last round, but the Bastion, though, just would be able to pump damage in, get rid of that shield from Impact. I imagine that's what they want to try to do here. The Discord Orb, though, will probably be their worst nightmare right here. As you already see, No Way Around, maybe getting a little bit too low. However, the Alari and the Bap right there to support them. And you're already seeing them come kind of back out of this fight as they're just getting a lay of the land here.
Yeah, they do a good job of not pressing W immediately, playing patient, and now that they've spent some cooldowns, they're taking this rotation, trying to take map control away from Exhilaration and take away some of those angles.
And you see them here get into Firehouse. Are they going to try to get onto the high ground? Yeah, that's exactly what Nova is going to do, while the rest of their team is focusing on the low ground. This might be something that catches Exhilaration off guard here, especially as Nova goes into assault mode here, just trying to pump in as much damage as they can. Look at Impact almost get completely melted down. Knowles, Tyler C, incredibly low as well. Player, though, will be able to find Stop You to potentially slow down Karma here. But you do see No Way Around find Knowles to even things out. You're seeing more members of Karma here drop down to point. Player does find Key. Nova picking up 2 right there. That will basically be this fight.
Player trying his best to keep his team alive in this defense, getting pick after pick and playing that off angle without peeking that Bastion. However, Exhilaration just gets overwhelmed by the damage output by that Bastion and that window, and unfortunately, they're unable to hold on to point A.
I'm honestly surprised we're not seeing any swaps here from Exhilaration. I don't think that point A defense went how they probably were liking it to go.
No, I don't think so. Karma was definitely able to cap point A much faster than Exhilaration was, and they're trying to invest this Flux to stop their push.
The Flux comes out, only captures 2. That Immortality Field will basically keep everyone alive. Their Impact now has to try to back themselves out of this engagement. Knowles gets incredibly low, has to go into the stairwell right here to keep themselves alive and away from all the damage. Player now popping the visor to try to slow down Karma here a little bit. It's doing a good job. You see everyone on Exhilaration just rotate behind corners.
Yep, Exhilaration invests 2 ults to try and stave off this push from Karma. However, Karma is coming up with 4 ults online and uses an Alari ult to engage.
Speaking of ulti, Alari, the Flux, the Transcendence now coming out from Capybara Man to try to keep everyone alive, but they lose their tank. I imagine that's the one player they would love to have back right now. As you see Exhilaration now trying just to back out of this fight while they wait for Impact to come back.
Capybara Man uses that trance to try and keep his team alive from the Alari ult, which hits several members of Exhilaration. However, they are unable to win it out, and they are looking to invest ults to try and stop Karma from pushing point B.
Dueling Ant Matrix is coming out. Tyler C popping their overclock as well. We'll only find the Immortality Field for Karma right there. Nova, though, leaving their mark on this map, finding player No Way Around. The double accretion kill right there. Impact, though, trying to just keep their team alive here. We'll find Nova, but it's 1 against a lot of members there for Karma. And Karma, with that team fight win, will cap point B. 4:34 on the clock for them.
All right, they've got to be feeling really comfortable with that much time in the bank they don't even need to fully cap point C. And No Way Around is truly popping off for Karma. I know both these teams were talking about being worried about their DPS line, but honestly, I think Exhilaration needs to be more worried about No Way Around. No Way Around has no fear, knows that his supports is keeping him up, and he is just pushing in and getting pick after pick after pick.
Ooh, you see player there pop that healing thing there to keep themselves alive, but the visor now coming out from Stop You. They're getting very aggressive, gonna be able to find Impact. Knowles falls as well, and if you're Karma here, you're kind of concerned. There's not a lot of pressure there for you to touch this cart, and everyone for Exhilaration is right there. Player might have to make a last-ditch effort here, but they're gonna be a little bit too late, and Karma will take our second map as well, putting them onto series point as we head into halftime.
This map probably turned out not quite as well as Exhilaration had hoped with their map pick of Midtown. They were feeling super confident in their poke, running that BAP Zen, double sniper comp. You know, you see player being super confident, playing on the flanks, and he was getting picks. However, his team was getting picked off in turn. And Karma, although they were running, they swapped to that Rhine Brawl on their defense, and it didn't quite work. They were getting run over. They managed to hold off that payload at the end of point C. And on their attack, after a couple stops and starts on point A, they have a bit of a speed run through the rest of Midtown.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were kind of talking about how, you know, Karma's defense looked really good on point A, but then Exhilaration kind of figured them out, rolled through point B, got stopped on point C push there, and it was basically up to Karma there to say, hey, you have to do better than that, and they did that exactly there. Nova got the play of the game there, and Nova is a very interesting player here for Karma. Only joined Karma very recently in the knockout stages for them here, so one of the newest players for them, and they have left their mark on this series so far tonight.
Yep, definitely. DPS players popping off, but you know, tanks popping off as well. And that's the thing about a poke comp, is it really allows everyone to shine. I'm wondering if Exhilaration, you know, opted for that BAP Zen play because of certain comfort fix. They were finding a lot of success in scrims. I wonder if they actually opted more for that Hanzo or for that Ashe or for that Alari. They'd be able to have more healing output and also more damage and pick off potential on Karma. That's the thing when you're running a soldier. It's a lot of consistent damage, but his ability to finish off kills is a little bit weaker.
Yeah, absolutely. But with that being the end of our second map, the script still the same as the first time these two teams met all the way back in week 4. Exhilaration, though, has to try to keep it the same if they want to come out on top of this one. So, hey, we're going to take a quick break and be right back with map number 3.
Smash that.
Can Karma and the power of friendship here deny Exhilaration the reverse sweep that they were able to get last time these two teams met here in the regular season, all the way back in week 4? Exhilaration, though, after a halftime of that last time they met all the way back in week 4, it was a completely different team, and that's exactly what they're going to be looking for this time. Ashen, this has been kind of a one-sided affair so far. I felt like Exhilaration maybe found something there on Midtown, but then once the sides swapped, it seems like Karma just knew exactly what to do.
Yeah, Karma has really had their Exhilaration's number these last 2 maps. There are times where they do get run over, where they lose team fights, but they're remaining cool and they are confident in their abilities. And I think in particular, they're really confident in their tank, No Way Around. No Way Around is really strong on that front line and going in and getting those picks. And that's doing a lot for Karma, creating all the space necessary to help his team succeed.
Yeah, No Way Around has been a very flexible tank from what we've seen them play so far. Zarya, Rein, and Sigma. 3 different characters. Yeah, 2 kind of play into the same kind of metas and comps. But, you know, that just variation, that flexibility, I feel like, is kind of going a long way here for Karma.
Yep, it really is. And now these teams are going to be going on to New Junk City. And so a little bit of a different map, not picking what I think everyone's favorite is, Saravasa. And I wonder if Exhilaration has a certain plan up their sleeve. New Junk City is interesting because some of the sub-maps are very close quarters, whereas some are very open. And so it'll be interesting to see if they continue with their poke comp or do they run more of a brawl.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, Exhilaration came into this series here telling us that their comps are based off map by map. And whenever I think about a Flashpoint map, I think you want to play fast. You want to play maybe a rush, a dive. But while that was kind of the meta when Flashpoint first came out, I feel like we started to see it kind of return a little bit to those brawls, those pokes. Teams are, kind of more patient, a little bit more patient now.
All right, Capybara Man loves trolling production team, has been picking the Life Weaver at the start of every map, but we know he is not going to be playing that. And so we see a bit of a repeat of the first map from Nepal, where Karma is going to be running that Reaper and that Zarya, while Exhilaration is running that Bastion Mei, and we'll see if Impact is going to keep... No, he's going to swap over to the Rhine.
Game 3, map 3 getting started here. Exhilaration needs this one desperately if they want to keep their season alive. Karma, it's just about denying the script that we saw last time.
All right, they're looking to take this first map. Stop You already going in as the Reaper and No Way Around investing a bubble. And they are able to press W immediately and overwhelm Exhilaration.
Yeah, Stop You and No Way Around just leading the charge there. The bubble came out and Stop You at the perfect time. You saw everyone for Exhilaration kind of unfocus themselves on Stop You, focus someone onto someone else like Dougie or Nova. It just didn't end up working out for them.
All right, Karma's non-traditional pick of Brawl is really paying off, and Exhilaration doesn't seem to have an answer for this Reaper. What I want to see them really isolate a Reaper that's going in too deep and try to get that pick off. But this is a tough choke to walk into.
Ooh, and I was going to say, No Way Around almost just went a little bit too deep there. Immortality Field already coming out from Capybara, as you see a lot of members of Exhilaration very low on health here. Ant Matrix are going to be ready here for both sides. The 1v pop, and already it finds 3, make it 4. There's another team kill for Karma, and that might already be first point to them.
That almost looked way too easy for Karma. That's the thing about when you're running a brawl, it's really hard to try and break chokes open. And we saw Exhilaration going through that small, tiny choke, and Karma not being phased at all. You have your Reaper on one side, you have the Zarya on another, and totally just stuffing them at the choke.
Absolutely. It looks like Exhilaration might try to force another fight here, but the grab comes out from No Way Around. You do see Exhilaration get a touch here with Knowles there, just trying to keep this point alive, maybe sneakily capping here. No one falls from that grab there for Exhilaration, so you might see a little bit of, a resurgence come out from them. Impact, though, gonna be taken out by Dougie. Their player incredibly low, able to keep themselves alive here, but Stop You right there with some help from that Immortality. We're gonna be able to find them. Nova finds Capybara Man, and Keyline's gonna be able to win that Lucio duel there, and Karma takes the first point.
Exhilaration knows that they've probably lost that point already and don't invest a single ult. Knowles knows is trying to do his best to distract Karma, trying to get Karma to run back to point. However, Karma totally ignores him. And Karma instead is able to overwhelm the front line of Exhilaration and win out that team fight. And now what's interesting, we see Exhilaration make up a comp swap. We see Impact move over to the Sigma and Player move over to the Soldier. And so Exhilaration is trying to play more of a poke brawl hybrid, trying to have Player be able to play more of an off angle against Karma's comp.
However, you do see the Death Blossom come out there from Stop You. It doesn't find anyone. Actually, it's Player finding them. The beat coming out here from Knowles and the Amix coming out here from Cappy Barman. Maybe a little bit too far to find any value other than just healing, but Exhilaration gonna come out on top here. Nova just gonna jump off the map to regroup with their team.
Exhilaration investing both support ults, it pays off for them and they're able to get the first point, first cap on the second point. And so Exhilaration, now that they've moved off the Bastion, moved off the Rhine, they have a little bit more freedom. And so Player can off angle on the Soldier and have more of that poke damage. That's why they were really struggling against Karma. Karma was able to have different angles on Exhilaration that Exhilaration was struggling to push into.
Barrage coming out there from Nova to get everything going. You already see the Immortality Field invest here, but Tyler gonna be able to find Stop You. That might slow down this attack here. However, Key Limes and Nova picking up 2 more, and those are 2 huge picks. The main tank and the main support there for Exhilaration out of this fight. Player will find Dougie. Nova, though, still alive, still pumping in that damage. Will be able to find Tyler. Player, though, popping the visor here. What? Not gonna be able to find anyone there. There's no way around. Takes them out, and it's all up again here to Knowles to try to stagger out this point, but Karma already recaps it.
Player really going for that hero play with that visor, seeing only the Zarya and the Lucio there on point. However, he does fall. He tries his best trying to get a couple picks. However, Exhilaration, they've already ticked up to 78%, and so they're pushing back into this point, and Karma only has a window and a beat coming up online soon.
Tyler sees Blizzard here needs to be huge. We have seen him be huge in the past. They just need to be huge again this time. The Blizzard does come out. Doesn't capture anyone. Does capture Dougie. The beat, though, coming out from Key Lines to keep them alive. The Immortality Field out as well. Dougie might be able to use their Amp Matrix here. Gonna do that exactly, but the Flux comes out here from Impact. They're gonna find Key Limes. Tyler will find no way around. Dougie falls as well. Exhilaration. This is a point they desperately needed, and this will be a point they will end up getting.
Karma was just overwhelmed by all of that damage. They used that May Blizzard get out that lamp as well as the beat. And so it's just super easy for Impact to invest his Flux. There's nothing that can stop him, and they're able to clean up that team fight. Now they are going into the next point, which is going to be Junkyard. And so Junkyard is a bit of a different point. It's going to be more closed off, more chokes to play, and Karma is going to get there first.
Again, Karma getting very fortunate with where they were on the map, able to get there first, like you said. Exhilaration, though, in my opinion, that was a point they desperately needed to win, to even it up and not have to start a reverse sweep on this map, to start a reverse sweep in the series here. Exhilaration, though, kind of playing this smart here, just taking corners right now, but you do see the Emmets come out here from Cappy Barman. They want to try to get going fast here. Nova using the assault mode very early will end up getting taken out there by Cappy Barman, and now you see Exhilaration push that go button. Karma, though, already able to cap point. However, Exhilaration still pumping in a lot of damage. Immortality Field now coming out from them. Immortality Field's actually down and out for both sides. Tyler C, though, gonna find Dougie Gaming, and Karma at this point is just trying to stagger out this point as long as they can.
That's the thing, when you use a window at choke, it really helps you push through. It was a bit of a slow fight there at choke as both teams are trying to, get those picks through a very small hallway. However, Exhilaration with that window is able to get the picks necessary to win out that team fight and flip the point around. And now Karma has changed up their comp, running more of a May with that Reaper and Rhine.
The Beer Exhilaration right now, you have this ultimate advantage. Here comes the Blizzard out from Tyler. It captures Key Lime and No Way Around. Key Limes needs to be taken out of this one, but they're not going to be able to. As an Immortality Field, though, will keep No Way Around alive. Player going to pop their own visor here, but No Way Around finds Tyler C to get things going here. Exhilaration, you're seeing Karma use a lot of ultimates here. You're seeing the Flux come out from Impact. but no one's going to find any damage from that right there. Both those players able to use abilities. Now Beat coming out here from Knowles to try to keep Exhilaration supported through this fight. The Death Blossom from Stop You doesn't find anyone, but it does help them pick up some kills. 3 going down here for the Exhilaration, make it 4, but they do get up to 89%.
Expensive fight from both sides because they know they are fighting for their playoff lives because the loser of this match is going to be eliminated. And so with all of that investment, Karma is able to win out. And now Exhilaration, seeing that Brawl come out from Karma side, they are also swapping to more of that Brawl, moving a player from the Soldier to the Bastion.
Yeah, Exhilaration, I mean, they realize what the Bastion did for them before. They want to bring it back out, especially with no way around, just on this run. But the shatter comes out, it hits 3, the window also comes out from Cabby Barman, but it's Karma just walking through Exhilaration right now. All they have to do is get rid of Impact, and point 3 will go their way.
No Way Around knows it's way too easy to land that shatter when there's only a Sig on the other side and no Rhine to block his shatter. And so with that beat and that shatter, they're able to cap up that point. And so now Flashpoint, it's 2-1 in favor of Karma. They only need 1 more point to eliminate Exhilaration from playoffs.
Exhilaration, this is your do or die time. Yeah, this map is that, but now it's all down to this. Nova does have a Blizzard ready to go. You do see the Eat come out there from Impact. Not going to be able to find anyone to stop you. And No Way Around, just pumping in the damage. Already another team kill here before the point even unlocks.
Karma just seems to be able to play this Rhine comp so much better. Exhilaration started off this map on the Rhine comp, but was really struggling against Karma's comp. And so they had to swap over to the Sig Bastion comp. But Karma is teaching them how to do it, and they're able to win out that team fight without a single ult used.
And you're seeing Exhilaration go on the low ground here. Want to take this fight here to point, force Karma to come down to them. The Flux coming out will capture the Rhine and the May. The Blizzard also coming out from Nova will find player, but not going to be able to take care of them just yet. They finally fall there, and Karma looking as dominant as they did on those first 2 maps right here.
Karma really showing their dominance and really proving that they want their revenge after Exhilaration got the reverse sweep last time. Exhilaration had halfway to, or had midpoint to try, had that halftime break to try and regroup and figure out a different strategy. However, they are continually struggling to break through Karma's defense.
However, player finding Dougie there is huge. The shatter, though, from No Way Around. Will it find anyone on Exhilaration? They get rid of player. The Death Blossom from Stop You. The Blizzard, though, from Tyler C. It's a last-ditch effort here from Exhilaration, but everyone is out. Exhilaration season is over. Karma keeps their perfect map record alive since Stage 2.
Karma shows their dominance and shows how strong they are. They had too many ults in the bank that they just overwhelmed Exhilaration and won team fight after team fight after team fight. I know Karma's probably feeling really good about themselves. This is a group of really close friends that just love playing and competing together, and they exhibited their dominance with a clean 3-0 sweep over Exhilaration. And Exhilaration, unfortunately, their season is over, but they should be really proud of what they put out there today. They played very well.
Yeah, they played very well going into this. Sadly, their season is over, like you did mention there. But Karma, their season's still alive. They will play the loser of the Ragnarok, Thor, and Omera esports game. That game has yet to actually start, or no one's actually reported starting it, so we don't know who that's going to be here for a little bit. But Karma, like I mentioned, has been a scary team since his second stage has started. Perfect 9-map record in stage 2. Now starting off with another sweep here. It seems like that break for event week was the thing they absolutely needed to build some confidence and, hell, just build some team play up.
You're absolutely right. And Karma, very smart with their pickup of Nova right before playoffs. It's definitely paying off. Nova got some huge blizzards off throughout this entire series. And so Karma's feeling super confident. And with No Way Around's flexibility on the tank pick, they know they can play different comps. They can counter pick comps depending on what their enemy is running.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no way around. mean, me and you were talking about during the break, how coming into this series here, both coaches kind of said, oh, you have to watch out for these DPS lines here. And while each DPS line did make plays, in my opinion, the star of the show tonight was no way around. It seemed like no matter what tank they were playing, they always had a good control of whatever was going on the map.
No Way Around truly showing that tank flexibility needed to be a tank player in Overwatch 2. Now that you no longer have a main tank and off tank, it really is up to only one person to take on that tank role. And it can be hard if you're traditionally a main tank player or traditionally an off tank player trying to pick up the other tanks in the roster. However, No Way Around truly has it mastered, and I'm sure he will be leading his team to the rest of playoffs.
Absolutely, but that will do it for us here tonight at Tranquility, and that will do it for week 1 or round 1 of the playoffs. Yeah, there's still some series yet to be decided, but that is our last streamed match of the week. I want to thank everyone for coming out and supporting Tranquility throughout this week. Ashen, I want to thank you for being my co-caster. I also want to give a huge shout out to Orange and TeeHaycnZee for producing everything that we saw here tonight. But that will do it for us here at Tranquility. Make sure you tune back in next Monday for round 2 of the playoffs.
They can't chat to them.